another sunrise in the end of days. Chaotic frequencies hits just right with the head in a jar. We're feeling alright. Broadcast signal bending space and time. Coffee-fueled chaos on the morning line. From the cartoon realm to the cyber sky, we're diving head first while the satellites cry. Steel and static, blackened chrome. The future's broken, but we're still home. Morning dive in a coffee. Fuel the machine and ignite the day. Morning dive in a coffee. Surfing the timeline all the way. Ghosts in the signal, fire in the wire. Java in our veins, turn the frequency higher. Morning dive in a coffee. Dive into the madness and start the day. Head case glows with a radioactive grin. Nuclear colors dripping from within. Industrial heartbeat pounding through the screen like a synthie nightmare from a fever dream. Cowboy Dan signal cuts across the years, laughing at paradoxes and our fears. From future wastelands to a retro sunrise, we're chasing tomorrow through electric eyes. Coffee static. Coffee static. Coffee static. Through the digital pain, industrial craniums, broken satellites, cartoon gods, and radio waves burning through the night. Morning dive and a coffee. The future's awake and we're leading the fight. 1,000 years ahead, one cup at a time. Dive deep, drink up. Static fades, synth echoes.
Hey, howdy, hey, boys and girls. KJ Cowboy Dan here, and this is the inaugural episode of Morning Dive and a Coffee. What's in your cup today? Oh, I want to know. Feel free to spark a chat up in chat. Ask us things, say things. Let us know what's on your mind. This is going to be a radio-style morning show where we're going to talk about everything that you talk about or think about while you're in the car on your way to work. Yeah, we're waiting early in the morning. I am here with the one and only Head Case, and he has gone crazy.
Yeah, definitely crazy here in the morning. I'm drinking myself a really stiff espresso, and it's a beautiful day here in Central Oregon. I don't know how's your weather over there, Dan.
It is average.
All right, fair enough.
The sun is out.
Yeah,
Birds are chirping. Cars are honking. All the things. Traffic is started. People are on their way to work. Cops are eating their donuts.
I'm sure that they are.
Let's take a look over at chat. DJ Play Nice is over there in chat. One of the first people to hang out with us in chat. He says, y'all now, it's a good time to share out the show. Send it to a friend and post a bump on your YouTube channel for that community tab. Yeah. Make sure that you subscribe and are active by hitting that bell for alerts. Set it to all, and you'll be able to find out when KJ Cowboy Dan and Head Case and friends go live on a regular basis. If it's your first time watching, welcome in and hope that you hit that like button because we're in for a show. Comment, subscribe, and do all the things. Yeah, sounds good to me. DJ Play Nice with all the rules of the house.
And the head case.
So, head case.
Yeah, buddy.
Wild week. You were over on Mark D's show the other night.
Yeah. We were talking movies and we do that over there, at least once a week. Mark D with the C, he's a good dude. I like being over there. We got some cool panelists as well. So if you guys like talking about movies and stuff, go ahead and check them out as well. They're friends of the channel.
Yeah. They had a good show the other night. They were talking about the new Spielberg movie. Without giving away too many spoilers, turned out that their universal consensus was the same as a lot of other people's. Underwhelming.
Yeah, I think that it was marketed in such a way to where they were really trying to bring in all those Close Encounter fans that were really looking forward to a possible sequel to Close Encounters. I mean, they call it Disclosure Day, so it very much is showing you that there's aliens involved, and there's no spoilers here. You can see it all in the trailer. But when it, in my opinion, it turns out that isn't the case. It has nothing to do with Close Encounters. It's his own thing.
Yeah, well, a lot of people hoped for a lot of things with that movie. Now, I spend myself a lot of time on the Twitter, and over there on X, you have these crazy people who are believing that, Disclosure Day. Well, Steven Spielberg works for the government, and he's gonna give us information the government's afraid to give us. Everybody's like, he's a government psyop, and he's gonna tell us the truth about aliens, and the whole hullabaloo of crazy people out there who were hoping that this was going to be a government psyop to tell us that aliens are real, or at least even make us believe that they're real, so that way when they do release all the alien files that the government's been talking about, have you heard about this? They're releasing the UFO files.
Yeah, they've released some of those black and white, that everybody's been watching for a couple of years now. But go ahead and tell me about the.
Well, they released a whole bunch more. They more information about the Tic Tac and some other wild orbs and oil phenomena. It's not really UFOs. Most of the stuff's like ball lightning, them chasing these what could be fallen satellites out of the air, and what I don't know, alleged Tic Tacs and whatnot, but they have no idea what these things are. There's not really much information about them.
Yeah, I really am interested in alien conspiracies and things like that. Because sci-fi is kind of my jam. If you didn't know that already, there, Dan.
Oh yeah, sci-fi is my jam too. Yeah. I was interested in alien conspiracies, but then I stopped being interested in it when I hired one to mow my lawn. Oh, sorry.
Did he do a good job at least?
He kept it in between the lines.
Nice.
I want to say hello to chat, ladies and gentlemen. We got the one and only Lieutenant Garantina in chat. How are you doing this morning? I enjoyed hanging out with you last week over on your show. That was a great little show. We were talking about the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Turbo. It was pretty good. Check it out, chat. Check it out.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, since every time I do a deep dive on something that that I remember from my childhood, I always want to go back and watch it. So I watched a little bit of that just for the fun of it the other day. Power Rangers was one of the very few shows that really made a lot of money on a shoestring budget. Boy, did they have a hard time getting up until the upper echelon of being able to make high budget movies with Fox. but they finally did, and then there's lots of them now. It's got a bigger following than I was expecting when I did uh, when I looked at all the different movies. They're pretty highly rated too. If you were to look them up on IMDb, a lot of those Power Rangers movies get really really good ratings. You would be surprised.
Oh yeah, got a toy to sell, you're gonna get ratings. So speaking of ratings, man, a lot of movies have been flopping in the cinemas lately. Like financially, like they're not making the money that they should. Do you think we have any faith in the entertainment industry to continue on? I don't think so. I mean, like, well, it's going to continue on, of course, but with like mainstream movies going to cinemas, and they're talking about like suing YouTubers for taking the money away from mainstream. Do you hear about this? Like they're upset about these YouTube channels like Markiplier and with his two movies that came out, and also they're talking about that guy who's done the Backrooms movie that's coming out soon. And these movies are supposed to be better than like anything that's hit the box office all year long. And expectations are saying that these YouTuber movies are going to beat out even like your Disney Mania, your X-Men movie that's supposed to come out, your Avengers movie that's supposed to be coming out, and possibly even this Backrooms movie may even beat out Spider-Man that's supposed to be coming out in July.
Yeah, and so I think at least you brought up the Avengers, and you're referring to Doomsday, which is supposed to be coming out, I believe, later this year.
Yeah, December.
I think they kind of set themselves up for a lot of scrutiny and a rough hill to hike with bringing back RDJ. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is because he had such a good death scene in the the last trilogy saga of the Avengers movies. It was beautiful. He sacrificed himself to for the good of humanity and everybody. And it was very emotional. And to bring him back in a as a somebody else is just going to be really. I think it's going to be a hard watch for a lot of people, including myself.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a hard watch, but they're not bringing him back as somebody else. What they're doing is they're doing a play on alternate universe storyline where Tony Stark is Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
So in a storyline now, I'm not sure exactly where they're going to take it. If they're going to have Tony Stark as Doctor Doom or Tony Stark is Victor Von Doom, how they're going to do it. But there was a comic book series, probably about 5 or 6 years ago, where instead of Doctor Doom being Reed Richards' friend in college, he was Tony Stark's friend in college. And he was as always, Doctor Doom is not really a scientist. He's not an inventor. He's a reverse engineering engineer. So he'll take your tech and he'll reverse engineer it. So what he did is he stole some of Tony Stark's tech that they were working on together. Same as like the Fantastic Four storyline, and Doctor Doom ended up swapping bodies. It was pretty much face off, but he put his brain and transferred his brain knowledge to Tony Stark's brain knowledge and vice versa. And then Tony Stark becomes Victor Von Doom. And so then you'll have Iron Man, who's kind of like a Victor Von Doom Iron Man in that storyline, and a Tony Stark who's a Doom. But what they're also supposed to be doing is they're also going to be playing on merging that storyline. Probably not even going to tell that story. They're just going to have that version of Victor Von Doom already there. and Tony Stark eventually becomes a villain. He's going to he's going to have the battle world scenario. Now, this is all speculation, of course, because everybody has their own idea of what the possibility is for this storyline. And
Yeah, and I think that you're probably hitting the nail right on the head because um, it's the next saga in the Avengers story to bring in Doom, and so I think that for the most part, aside from the Hollywood things that Hollywood likes to do, I think they're going to try to adapt that story that you're referring to, and bring it to the screen, and you know. I don't have anything against having Robert Downey Jr. come back, although I would have rather had him come back as an alternate universe Iron Man because I feel like that would be cooler in my opinion, but we'll see how it goes.
yeah, it is going to be an alternate universe. Tony Stark, though, where they go with it, I'm curious to see. I really don't have much faith in Marvel. Um, Pretty much, I haven't for a while. The Russo brothers have been very blatant about not really caring about uh, doing these movies anymore. They even said so, and then they came back to do this one. So I don't know what to expect from it. Looking back at chat, I want you guys to say hello to the Phantom Mountainsider. Hey, how you doing, Phantom? Hail, chat. In that story, he's letting us know in that story, Doom gave Tony amnesia and sent him back to Latveria. Yes, that's right. Thank you very much. Remind me
Yeah,
of
that's a
I
good
forgot about
possibility.
I forgot about the amnesia part. Yeah, there's the whole thing, and uh, I don't know if they're going to do that or not. That's just my fan theory. A couple other YouTubers have a similar fan theory about it. I don't know if they're going to do it or not.
And a word of mouth also says that they're gonna just cram as many Marvel characters, X-Men. Um, they're really gonna go hard with
Oh,
bringing
it's
all
more
the
than word of
universes
mouth.
together.
They
Yeah.
did the whole studio chair thing where for
Mhm.
14 hours they were just releasing showing you who was going to be in it by one studio chair at a time. That was a big old fan grab, and I watched the fuck out of it. It was lame. Uh,
Yeah, I saw that they're all on a long panel
I
and
agree
taking
with you,
questions.
Phantom. Zero faith in Marvel these days. Um, but yeah, big old long panel. They bringing back the original X Men, which is okay, I guess. But then now, uh, just 2 days ago, Ian McKellen decided he was going to do something that pretty much is going to alienate half the fans. And I'm not going to talk about it because I'm not ready for our show to get canceled on the first day. But go to Twitter and find out what kind of drama Ian McKellen did, and I'll give you a hint: Rachel Ziegler style.
Oh, yeah, any kind of you know uh, actor or actress that speaks too much for too long, I feel like that they're risking their own branding, and that's of course something that Rachel did. I'm a firm believer that just do your movies and talk to your fans when it's time to take pictures. But when he's sitting on a
Hold
soapbox,
on. You know what?
you're
I just realized I have my wrong. I have my wrong background up. Let me. Wrong show background up.
Boop, 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 boop. But yeah, so when you're on a
There we go.
soapbox and you're giving your own opinions out there, which is what they are, opinions out there, you're really jeopardizing not only your career but other people's that you make movies with, and also upsetting the studio, which is biting the hand that feeds you.
Yeah. So Phantom's reminding us the odd thing that Riri Williams and the writers of Ironheart forgot is that Doom did not know Tony Stark doesn't need massive resources. His brain is his greatest weapon. Indeed, that is the truth. You know,
I didn't like that show.
nobody liked Ironheart. You know,
It wasn't my favorite for sure. You know, like it's definitely down on the lower end for me.
I'm sorry, but I'm not a big fan of the direction that they were going. The Marvel Cinematic Universe adding in with the television universe has never been very good. It's like you have so much potential, you ruin things by putting in your political beliefs and whatnot. Just leave your politics out of my media. And I want to go there for suspension of disbelief. I don't want to. I don't want to have like some sort of political movement moving my show. I mean, I was reading online last night when everybody was complaining about Ian McKellen, and it's like, well, X-Men was political. Yeah, but it wasn't political in the fashion that people are referring to the politics of our real world. Well, it was all about discrimination. Well, you know, it was discrimination against people who are more powerful than you. That's not the way our world works. We discriminate against people who are lesser than us. That's how our world has worked. Unfortunately, that's been historic. Now, when it came down to the X-Men, they regular people were discriminating against people who could snap their fingers and wish people away, and that, it's a different storyline altogether. Magneto, like they were putting Magneto in as I guess trying to look at Magneto as a hero. Let's go back to chat real quick. Phantom says the only way I see this works out if the key moment Tony remembers that the hero he is inside goes from Doom back to Iron Man. I believe you're correct. That's the only way it's going to work out. He also says, look, I'm from New Jersey. As a kid, Riri was someone who did not have any mental difficulties, but behaved as if they did. If you acted stupidly, you were a Riri.
I know. I always laugh about that name. Is that they tout her as this genius that's supposed to be as good as Tony Stark in her own neighborhood, but sometimes they portray her as a Riri for sure.
We definitely have to bring that phrase back since like all the social media companies as of yesterday will be changing their rules yet once again about what we're allowed to speak, and we're not going to talk about freedom of speech here, but just got word that we now have terms that we're not allowed to use. So I'm going to bring Riri back. Thank you for reminding me. Phantom, I love you, brother. We're bringing Riri back in the right way.
Just not an Ironheart.
I always tell people don't be a TRD NPC. Ask me off stage, people, and I'll tell you what TRD means. You probably already can figure it out on your own, though.
Yeah, so one of the things that is interesting about what they're doing with the Marvel stuff is that a lot of the original cast the X-Men doesn't want to be a part of it. So what I'm guessing is that they're probably gonna bring in the new X-Men.
No, well, they've announced that pretty much the original cast will be joining.
I want to see Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman. It might be Hugh Jackman's last role. But he keeps on saying that. he keeps on saying that. Also, Ian McKellen keeps on saying that. I really wish that he would. Ian McKellen would be his last role, and I kind of wish that he would just go back to the convalescent home and take his meds. Also, like, I mean, I absolutely love Patrick Stewart. Patrick
Oh, me
Stewart,
too.
absolutely love Patrick Stewart. But you know, I think that if he keeps on going and he keeps on reprising these roles that are being written that worse and worse, like he should have just stopped at Picard and just left it at Picard in his high, in his new high, because like I was very disappointed what they did to Patrick Stewart in the Marvel Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, and him coming back for this for Doomsday and this Avengers movie is, well,
You know, they really are doing a lot of the same thing. We're not going to be specific here, but people will understand what I'm referring to with the same thing that they kind of did with Ironheart. They kind of did the same thing with the multiverse of madness, is that they bring in these characters that don't really exist, and they kind of try to put them out front stage. They become more important
well,
than
they did exist. Like Ironheart initially was an Iron Lad reskin, and you know, Iron Lad was a good comic back in the 90s and even before that, you know, and it was, you know, when they introduced Riri Williams as Ironheart and an original character, it was an attempt to grab female reader. And they've constantly, comic book companies have constantly tried to grab the female reader, being a predominantly male and industry when it comes down to who you're selling to. And when you own a company, you want to get 100% of the profit, not 50% of the profit. But you know, tell that to Disney and these people who keep on hiring these people like Rachel Ziegler who open their mouths, alienating half of their half of their audience. You know, you want to get 100% of your profit, so you start introducing these people like these characters, like Squirrel Girl. Every time they try to do a Squirrel Girl comic, it fails miserably, but they keep on trying to push Squirrel Girl. My boy DJ Longhair, he loves Squirrel Girl only because Magic the Gathering squirrels are like a staple card for his deck.
Squirrel.
So back to chat. So in also she in the comics had a villain origin. Yeah, a villain origin where the kindergarten teacher encourages her as a 5-year-old. She says, "No, you're doing it wrong, and I need to overcome that." You know what? There's always that that in the media as well. So the teacher says, the truism, you'll never be Tony Stark. Fact. No character can be Tony Stark. They already wrote Tony Stark. They're not going to do better than that with that character, especially for that character archetype. Nobody's going to be Tony Stark. That whole character archetype is what it is.
And the casting was amazing. You know, I can't imagine anybody else being Iron Man, like them recasting RDJ. It'd be a hard swallow for me.
Well, he matched the comic book look. His mentality was how I imagined him in the comic books. Robert Downey Jr. matched. You know, you can't. It's an archetype that you're not going to be able to like rewrite, no matter how hard you try.
That's how I feel about Wolverine. Even though I do want to see them recast him when he finally does retire. That's also why I want him to come back as well, you know, instead of bringing in the new X-Men, or, you know, if that's what they're going to do there. I just, you know, I'm nostalgic to that sort of thing. Wolverine has always been and always will be my favorite X-Men.
Yeah. Well, he's one of my favorites as well. Definitely one of my tops. Phantom reminds us, well, what is Lex Luthor's jam? He will never beat Superman. Fact. On the other show that I do with King Style, we actually did a show called Lex Luthor Syndrome, where we talked about how the superhero actually believes he is well, sorry, not superhero, but the supervillain, Lex Luthor. The villains actually believe that they're the heroes. They actually have some reason to believe it. Lex Luthor believes he is the hero of the DC universe. He's he is the epitome of the, in as far as they're concerned, kind of like that right-winged illegal immigrant savior, where you're gonna protect us from the ultimate illegal immigrant, the man from outer space. And plus, on top of that, greed, power. They've set him up with a certain character archetype where he would never win. But I love some of the Elseworld stories where Lex Luthor is the good guy. And if you read some of these Elseworld stories, oh my god, they do some real good writing in the Elseworld stuff. Let's see.
Yeah, we got a friend in the chat.
Yeah. Let's we'll be getting around to everybody in the chat here real quick. There is a reason why Captain America, Thor, Spider-Man, Iron Man, and the Fantastic Four, Avengers, etc., had runs into 400 issues before the woke got in. Yeah, even then, 400 issues. You're talking about the 1990s, and once we hit 400 issues, 400, the numbers 400 for them. It was about the 1990s, and people were too busy complaining about how bad Lowfield's art was. He couldn't draw feet, he couldn't draw hands, but he can draw pockets on a superhero like nobody's business. But we weren't letting the political correctness get into our media at the time. We were realizing that adults were buying the comic books for the nostalgia value. The kids were buying the comic books because of the cool characters, and we were giving a good moral to the stories. We didn't have to put in like all these other things that kids wanted to grab the comic book, read a comic book after school, before school, between classes, copy the art, try to draw as well as the artists that they loved. I remember in the 90s picking up those Jim Lee comic books. We're going to be talking about Jim Lee shortly here, though, by the way. And a few others, and I was like, man, these are banger storylines. Wow. In the 90s, when I first got introduced to Venom, and I'm like, the symbiote, that gives a new meaning to the black costume. You know what? Right on.
That's a good point. Those old Venom and Carnage, Spider-Man comics, boy, did they really had like some amazing artwork in there, right, man? Remember looking at some of those Carnage drawings, and they're just so good, and very detailed, hard to draw. I remember trying to do that when I was like, how do they do this? How do they come up with these ideas? And then this must take them a year to draw this, panel out,
and they used to do it by hand. We didn't. I appreciate digital artists, but I appreciate the digital artists who sit there with a tablet and they're able to put something out and not have to worry about it. But they did it by hand and they printed it out on newsprint. Like there's this when I open up a box of my old comic books before they went to like that before they went to that good paper and whatnot, and you can smell the newsprint and you can smell like the old ink, it just brings you back to a nostalgic level. Hey, DJ Longhair in the chat, how you doing, buddy? Wow, you're up early. I hope I didn't wake you. DJ Longhair over there on the West Coast. Going, man,
weren't we hanging out with him
show
the other night too?
Yeah. You can find DJ Longhair over on Mr. DJ Longhair at youtube.com, where he talks about on Thursday nights Magic the Gathering and Magic the Gathering news and updates with the MTG Roundtable, where I join him every Thursday and rock out with my mullet out, talking about squirrels, talking about good music, and talking about some of the best Magic cons that are out there. And sometimes we even get some really fine guests on our show. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Speaking of fine, back to about those old comics that when before like Phantom was saying about before the wokeness came in, they really took the time to make the men menacing, especially such characters as like Carnage, but people like Bishop and Cable, and they really made him menacing and manly, and then the women were beautiful and they had the curves, and all that stuff was allowed to be, because you just understood it. And the women wanted to be the Black Cat, the guys wanted to be Wolverine.
Yeah. We had some pretty good line of characters. I mean, like, we had a huge line of characters that were rocking. I was a big fan of Colossus, and back in the 90s,
yeah.
Colossus, man, they don't touch on his storyline appropriately anymore. And then you had Wolverine, of course, always rocking storylines. I was a big fan of Marvel Comics Presents the Wolverine, and that was they did with that series, they did like a really good version of the Weapon X saga. They did quite a few characters there. Woo!
Yeah. The old Deadpool too. Those are really good.
Yeah, I agree, Phantom. The woke really took hold in the late 2009 time frame. He says I stopped collecting with one more day because the greater popper there is responsibility to not make deals with the devil. Agreed. 2007, yeah. Well, circa. We'll say circa. Yeah. I don't think I stayed in on some other stuff for a few more years. I stopped in 2009 after collecting for 45 years. Wow, 45 years worth of collecting. We got to get you on the show and we'll sit and talk about comic books one day. Absolutely. I'll hit you up, Phantom, and we'll talk about comics on the show one day.
Did you ever have any foil cover comics?
Oh yeah, they did. Those were really big back in the 90s, where we had our foil cover, and I enjoyed those.
Me
they
too.
were pressed and kind of pressed where you can have that 3D look,
Yeah, they were embossed. You could feel it on the outside of that. I really like those. I can't remember.
I always wanted to. I always said they need to do one with Storm on the cover, where she's embossed in on there, and hardcover almost, and you can like pretend you're blind and go, yeah, Storm was hot, wasn't she? Oh, sorry. Ooh. You started collecting in 1972 with Avengers 95. Wow. My first Avengers run that I got into was Avengers West Coast. I really liked that line, and when I go back and I read Avengers, I like the other lines. I even like the regular line of Avengers as well. But I grew up with Avengers West Coast, or the West Coast Avengers, depending on what time frame you are. But 1972, man, that was like 5 years before I was born. I feel young now. Sorry. Oh man, but I'd love to have some of those old comics.
So I remember I had a foil of the Ultimate X-Men. I don't know if anybody remembers what they also were called, like at that time, the new X-Men. But the team, it was like Wolverine and Storm, like you're bringing out her up, but it also had Pyro and Angel and Psylocke. Do you remember that team of X-Men comics?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so they had like a run of 3, and I would carry those 3 foil comics everywhere I went, and that and my X-Men cards. And I thought that was the coolest thing ever, that I had this, like I would be able to show my friends. It's like, yeah, Cyclops and Wolverine and Beast and stuff, but have you seen these X-Men?
Yeah. So, man, Phantom, you're hitting me right in the feel spot right now, in the nostalgia bone. It says, well, in the Marvel Comics Presents, that was the Weapon X story that they never told the full story until then. Yeah, I know. It's a great line, wasn't it? First of all, also probably in my opinion, the best telling of the Weapon X storyline. If you ask me, a lot of people disagree with me on that, but I'm a traditionalist. I like the original telling when it comes down to the Weapon X storyline. Otherwise, it was just like flashbacks, and even then they didn't tell, like, you didn't really get like a lot of Wolverine's life until like those Marvel Comics Presents.
And the show was also good too. That really did a deep dive for a lot of people that didn't have the option to buy all the comics that they wanted to read about the X-Men, the '90s cartoon. Not just the fact that it was a good show, but man, that opening theme song, banger.
Phantom says, during the 90s, I went out an investor on the investor wave. Yeah, I know that one. Bought some of the books by the case at 50% off cover prices. Oh, yeah. You know what I love to do? I love going down to my local comic book shops, and I'll make a deal with excuse me, hold on a second. Coffee went down the wrong pipe.
If you cough when you're ahead in a jar of water, can you drown yourself?
No, it just causes bubbles to come up. So I used to go to my local comic book shop. I still do this to this day, and now I do it with eBay as well. But more so with my local comic book shop. I'll go down and I'll make a deal with the comic book shop owner. It's like, okay, you got this 100 count box of what is your dollar bin comics. What is the cheapest you'll get rid of the whole box? Sight unseen, what's in that dollar bin comics? And I'll just, man, I love going through the dollar bin comics, man. I mean, sure, a lot of it's jank and a lot of it I already have, but I'll turn around and like eBay it or something.
It's just nostalgic too. It's fun. It's fun to crate dig.
Yeah, it's fun to crate dig. What I'll also do is I'll get like I'll try to make those deals with the comic book shop around right before Halloween, and instead of giving out candy when trick or treaters come to my door, I give out comic books.
That's cool, actually.
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
Yeah, of course I go through it and make sure I don't have any already and fill the holes in my collection.
But I bet that upsets dentists, though. They probably don't like that.
All right.
So,
yeah, the Wolverine origin story was gave a little bit more of Wolverine's life. I still kind of want to, I still need to get some of the stuff that talks more about Wolverine during his Alpha Flight days, like, because I was not a collector during Wolverine's Alpha Flight days. I started collecting after that, and so like it's like every time like you hear about Wolverine and Alpha Flight, he's always like reminiscing about Alpha Flight. But I'd like to get some of that series as well when Wolverine was with Alpha Flight. I don't even know if that was actually like a series thing or they just made it like part of his canon. I'm hoping it was, but I'd like to read into that. That's one of the stuff Wolverine storylines I haven't read into was the Alpha Flight Wolverine days.
Is that the one with Sasquatch in it?
Yeah, Sasquatch. Yeah.
Yeah, and Iron Man.
No. They were Canadian. They were kind of like the Canadian equivalent of like the Special Forces of mutants. After that, buying some by the case, I couldn't help but laughing during the death of Superman. Death of Superman, great series. The first issue of the that they put in there for the Death of Superman was in black plastic. You couldn't see the cover. You just bought the plastic with it in there already. So I bought 3 copies of that, and one to open, so I can actually
Yeah.
read it.
That it was an
Didn't they did
amazing, really
I believe
thick.
didn't they did the Superman Returns or whatever, back from the death type of scenario, and they put it in a white with a big S on it. But yeah, he says, I couldn't help but laughing during the Death of Superman. People going, yes, this book will fund my kids' college. And now you find it in the dollar bin. Massive amount of online digital, as I don't want to have to sort through boxes. I haven't gotten into the digital comic books. A lot of people have. I never did, though. Wolverine
Yeah.
only appears in a few issues of the actual Alpha Flight. Really? Okay. Well, that's what I thought. You know, I didn't think they actually did a Alpha Flight series with Wolverine in it, but I'd like to see that storyline because they always reminisce about it. He's always like, when I was with Alpha Flight, or whenever he shows up there in either an X-Men or Wolverine issue or an Alpha Flight issue, he's like a guest appearance. He's like, yeah, well, I was a member of this team once.
Yeah, he appears in number 13, at 1984.
Yeah,
At Alpha Flight. Yep.
In the 1980s. Like I said, a little bit before my reading time.
But yeah. I mean that's an old comic, 1984, and you know that's early Wolverine. By John Byrne.
Did not laugh at Superman's death, but the people thinking about how they'd be valuable. Yeah, I got you. I got you. DJ Longhair says the death of Superman was when I fell off on comics. Not by choice, mind you, but it was a rough spot. And well, anyways, I stopped following stuff. I was collecting op stuff anyways, and not major Marvel DC. You know, we all have to find where our niche in the comic book world. You know, like I was Marvel DC for a bit. I started with although I started my comic book journey with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Archie Comics Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, not the Eastman and Laird. And so that's when I started my my comics journey. And then went from there to Eastman and Laird stuff, and I'm like, okay, can't let my mom read these ones just for in case she won't approve.
Yeah, and I was about to say that in response to Longhair about the death of Superman. One of those during that time, I did have that the death of Superman. But that's during a time where they actually really started coming out with a lot of darker comics, such as the Dark Horse ones and the Alien and Alien versus Predator comics. They really started making more of the type of comics for adults that had, more better fight scenes and more gory things to look at, and that's about the time that I started getting interested in that. And so, when Dark Horse came out, I kind of took a hiatus as well there from Marvel and DC.
Yeah. I ended up taking a couple of breaks from comic books for a while, mostly because of finances, and that, when I moved out on my own, left for the first time, and then I had to get back into it. Then I discovered Mile High Comics, and I was like, man, one of the biggest comic book shops. Mile High Comics, they were a chain based out of Colorado, and they had 2 locations in Southern California that I knew of, and a couple other locations around the country. and they were huge shops, huge comic book shops.
Do you remember whereabouts in Colorado?
Yeah, the Mile High City, man. Denver.
Okay, so just downtown Denver.
They still
with
exist.
property.
They still exist. Yeah, the main location still exists. I don't know about the other ones, but great comic book shop. It was huge, man. Oh man, it is like Mecca. It's comic book Mecca. I'm telling you.
Nice.
Mr. DJ Longhair says, at that point, Marvel put out the miniseries. I guess it was an indie comic that was Marvel acquired. Deathlock. Oh man, Deathlock was a good comic. I enjoyed Deathlock.
Yeah, me as well.
Man, when you drink coffee down the wrong pipe, you never recover from that, do you?
Yeah, I burnt my tongue already this morning. I wanted to drink so bad. I was like watching it get brewed in my espresso machine, and I just usually drink it black with just put some hot water in there and poured that hot water into an already hot espresso, and tongue's feeling pretty rough. Coffee tastes good though.
Yeah. Phantom says, when they make characters you grew up with go against what they used to stand for, that's when I bail. Agreed. And that's kind of my problem with the current MCU. Back to our original topic. That's my problem. Like, they want to put these modernisms and made for a new generation or a newer generation into our storylines, and these ideals that they're adding to these characters ruin the character, because you're used to one specific type of character, the way the character is, and you have virtually made a new character by changing these things, by adding these modernisms, these ideals, these political identities, these anything that you can think of, the wokeisms or whatever you want to call it, and they change the character by doing that. One of the reasons why I liked the original run of Tony Stark, when they brought Tony Stark in the MCU, and before really Disney started Disneyfying things. And when I was watching the Iron Man movies, those were pretty well done versions of the character. I could have used a little bit more comic book accuracism on some of the storylines, but I knew why they didn't do it, and I appreciated what I knew. But at the same time, I loved the Tony Stark character from the Iron Man movies. They did him right. He was one of the few characters that was absolutely done right. Edward Norton's Hulk, I appreciated where they tried to go with him with the Bill Bixby type storyline. Not a big fan of the MCU Hulk that they're using now with Mark Ruffalo. Probably because I don't like Mark Ruffalo.
Me either. Yeah, he's another one of those soapbox guys that needs to just move along. You don't need to stop and say something that's just going to ruin your career.
I'm a Marvel guy by heart, so and DC and Marvel. I love Dark Horse. Dark Horse is like a tertiary for me. Image quickly became one up on DC for me. I was still like Marvel and DC, but then when I discovered Image Comics, I was like Marvel, Image, DC. I'm a big fan of Savage Dragon. I'm a big fan of the Max. When I saw
the Max,
and I saw the Max on what was it, MTV Cartoons, and then they moved it over to HBO. Oh man, the Max was great. Those,
and then there was Spawn. Can't
Spawn,
forget about Spawn.
Yeah, Spawn.
Those comics were sick. Straight up, they were really good.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that was super hard to draw, like his cape and everything. They really took time to Like I really have to appreciate the back in the day, like you're saying, all these hand drawn comics. They didn't have AI. They weren't using computers. They just drew it by hand and colored it by hand, and it just turned out amazing. They just turned
But
out spectacular.
he had a great storyline. He did very good. Unfortunately, his the movie didn't turn out well.
Yeah,
Although I found it iconic and classic, and
I didn't mind it when I was young enough to be able to
I
appreciate it.
was young enough to appreciate the movie. But I also had watched the cartoon, I guess, also on MTV, or was it
HBO.
HBO? Yeah,
Yep.
HBO. I had watched the cartoon on HBO, and so
And it's brutal.
I looked forward to that movie when I was young. I mean, jeez. And so yeah, I was not disappointed at all. I mean, at the age I was now going back. If I go back now and watch it, I'm like, yeah, they could have done a little bit better, but I understand they didn't have the technology to do half the stuff that he wanted to do. Like the CGI was very young. I mean, think about it. It was one of the first superhero movies to incorporate that much CGI into the film.
Absolutely, and Leguizamo actually did an amazing job as the clown, right?
Oh
It
yeah,
was
John
he's
Leguizamo.
hilarious.
Yeah, yeah. That was I would definitely bring him back as the clown if well, they are doing another one. He's talked about doing another one. I don't know if it's like in the works or if it's just a talk, but I really want to see them redo Spawn just as much as I'm pretty sure you want to see them redo Dread.
Oh, absolutely,
Uh,
and that's another comic that just it holds up.
what was that? That was Image as well. Or was that Dark Horse? No, that was Dynamite. I believe that was Dynamite Comics.
Can't remember.
I think they even did a run on it on like Epic back like when it first came out.
But yeah, he's a great character, especially the Dread 2012 movie is just awesome.
Yeah, I didn't
Um,
see the new one. I kind of I lost interest in the Dredd movies when Sylvester Stallone played Judge Dredd. Just to be honest with you.
so he actually Judge Dredd is licensed through DC Comics and Titan Comics.
Titan Comics. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I didn't know
All
he
the
was
way
licensed with DC though. Okay. Yeah.
all the way back all the way as far as 1977.
DJ Longhair says he was talking about Deathlock. I'm gonna go through chat here real quick and try to catch up with chat. So because we got some direction that we're gonna go with comics. The reason why we've been talking about comics this morning. So DJ Longhair says when they bought Deathlock to the Agents Shield TV series, it was weak, bruh, weak AF. I understand. Yeah. I don't know how they would have done Deathlock on TV other than the way they did. But I would definitely like to see them do a Deathlock movie. Marvel, if you decide to pull woke out of your ass, do a Deathlock movie and do it right.
I don't know if they're going to be able to do that. I think they have it fully shoved up there far enough. They might not be able to reach it.
Well, I can recommend a crowbar and some lubricant. Deathlock was a Marvel character that they introduced him in the 1970s. I think Marvel presented Spotlight, and Marvel Spotlight series. I believe you're right. He appeared in Marvel 2-in-1s and Marvel team ups as well. Yes, I didn't know it was the 70s though. Yeah, okay. I thought it was closer to the 80s, but I could be wrong. Once again, before my reading time. In the 90s, they revived him with a miniseries and gave him his own book. I think I remember the miniseries. I'm gonna have to look that up and find out. I think I remember the miniseries.
Yeah, that's interesting.
DJ Longhair is thanking Phantom for the correction. Thought Dark Dark Horse or another indie comic run. No, if you're thinking of a different character on Dark Horse. If you're thinking, I'll go through my comic book collection and see what I can find that kind of resembles Deathlock. And through Dark Horse, I'll have to go through my collection. That gives me an excuse to open up those long boxes.
Speaking of, you asked me the other day, what's your favorite movie? And what the thing that came to mind was Predator. And Predator actually had some really good comics as well. I can't remember if they were on Dark Horse or not.
I think Epic did a couple of Predator comics. I know that Epic did a Predator versus Alien back in the day. It was a one-off.
Yeah, and they were gruesome, and I just loved it. I used to go. So if you were a kid, and you were just obviously in elementary school or something, the local comic shop that I used to go to, they would sell comics, but you couldn't buy those. They would not sell it to you. You'd have to have a parent buy them for you. The Alien versus Predator ones. Yes, and yes, they are Dark Horse comics. 1989.
So 1989. Yeah. So in the 1970s, the closest thing to an Iron Man movie that they got was a movie they were hoping would be a series pilot called Exo-Man, a quadriplegic in an armor suit, flailing about, has a really small budget. Yeah, it had a really small budget. The movie was on YouTube recently. Okay, well, I'll have to go and check that out. Thanks for recommending it. I will check that out.
Do you know who owns the rights to the Predator comics now?
Probably DC. I don't know.
Marvel.
Wait, Marvel. Oh wait, yeah, Predator. That makes sense because Fox. That makes sense. Yeah.
So hopefully they don't mess that one up.
Apparently, DJ needs to get number 4 of Predator Cold War, so that way he can figure out what happened between issues. So speaking of comics, coming up soon is Baltimore ComicCon. I really want to go to it. I'm trying to get a group of people together to meet over on the East Coast. Hopefully a few of my streamer friends, maybe a few other of my comic book nerd friends, and hit up Baltimore ComicCon.
Yeah, I heard about that recently, about the Baltimore ComicCon. Is there some special artist there or anything that you're looking forward to?
There's going to be a lot of stuff going on. I actually have right here the Baltimore ComicCon website that I'm going to put up on screen for us. Let me adjust this so that way it's not all like one big old long doohickey here.
There we go.
Yeah. There we go. All right. Let's see if we can.
Only 101 more days.
Yeah. So let's see. So it's going to be exciting. Oh, Katie Sackhoff is going to be there. Now, Katie Sackhoff, everybody remembers her. She was Starbuck in Galactica. She was the clone of Starbuck.
She was Bo-Katan in the Mandalorian.
Yeah, she was Bo-Katan in the Mandalorian. We loved her in the Mandalorian. Yeah.
And she does the voice for Bo-Katan in the Clone Wars as well. She was literally cast as Bo-Katan in the Mandalorian because of her portrayal in the Clone Wars.
Oh, I accidentally messed with the thing. I wanted to read chat. All right, so boom.
And she's pretty.
She's hot. Yeah, I love Katie Sackhoff.
So yeah, I'd be down to meet and I wonder if she's gonna dress up. That'd be cool if she does.
I don't know, but we're gonna see. She's doing autographs and photo ops. Apparently, she's selling for them. Let's see what the package is. So okay, okay, that's submission packages. We're not gonna look at that right yet. Okay, so we're gonna let's see. Jim Lee's gonna be there, as I said
nice.
earlier. I did enjoy the '90s with Jim Lee doing Batman. I enjoyed Jim Lee doing Spider-Man, and his art was just Jim Lee.
Yeah, look at that artwork on Batman right there. That's awesome.
Jim Lee's pen work, man. Oh man, I love Jim Lee's art. He pretty much defined a new generation of Batman. He took Batman out of that blue and gray iconic look and made him gray and gray. You know, he was the Dark Knight. He made the Dark Knight the Dark Knight.
Yeah, I mean, he looks intimidating right there.
You know, Jim Lee, I'm hoping, so he's going to be there. There's another reason why I want to go. Katie Sackhoff, Jim Lee. I definitely wanted, you know, I have a few comic books that I wouldn't mind getting autographed and then having slabbed. That'd be nice. Let's see. Other guests we'll see, Jason Aaron, currently or at one point in time part of the Ninja Turtles staff.
Sick.
Writer for the Ninja Turtles, you know.
And Raphael's my favorite.
Definitely check out the Ninja Turtles. Joel Adams from King of the Hill.
He's one of the animators, or
Joel Adams is the eldest son of famed comic book legend Neil Adams. Let's see. Went to Marvel. Yeah, I believe he's an animator. Went to Marvel Animation. He did Emmy Award
animated series.
King of the Hill. Fox. He pretty much did stuff for Fox Family. While working in animation company, Joel picked up for licensing for these shows.
It looks like yeah.
He appears in products like The Hulk, NASCAR Racers, King of the Hill, Captain Scarlet, The Mask, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Lightspeed Rescue. Okay, so yeah, he's got a good little lineup there. Back over to chat. See Garth Ennis that hate superheroes, and Steve Earnhardt, who Englehart, that started putting kind of real world politics in comics. So,
keep your politics out of my comics.
Yeah. Let's see. Quite a few people going to be here. Like some names I'm familiar with, some names I'm not. Sean Chen, he's with Ultimate Iron Man, right? Yeah, that's Ultimate Iron Man.
Oh, Wolverine.
Yeah, he did Wolverine, Exo, Man of War. You know, there's quite a few people that I wouldn't mind. You know, I'm going to make a list of see if I can find some stuff to get autographed. You know, if we can get a group of people together, that'd be sweet. Let's see. Let me know, chat, if there's anybody you want me to click into.
Frank Cho.
Frank Cho. Okay, you know, DC.
Yeah, okay. I knew Harley Quinn. Yeah, I could.
New Avengers, Shaun of the She-Devil, Harley Quinn. I'm not I used to love Harley Quinn, but like the new Harley Quinn stuff, I'm just not a big fan of. I feel like, what's her name? The girl who played Penny on The Big Bang Theory ruined Harley Quinn for me. She no longer talks like she's from Jersey. And
Mr. J.
I'm sorry, but I liked the animated series Harley Quinn, and I liked where they were going with that character, and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this new version of Harley Quinn, I just can't. I really can't.
Although, who's the actress that plays her? Uh, who's the actress that plays her in the movies right now?
She's the girl from The Big Bang Theory who plays Penny. Can't remember her name right off the bat.
Yeah.
Oh, the actress from the movies. That's
Yeah.
oh, sorry, the movies. That's I like her.
Me too. That's what I was like. She's beautiful. I'm just drawing a blank. There's so we're going through so many comics. I'm starting to. You see my face is melting off.
The actress from the movies. Yeah, I like her. She's can't remember her name right off the bat. My brain's fried. I'm doing a morning show, man, before my brain kicked in.
Margot Robbie.
Yeah, Margot Robbie. Yeah.
And so at least they have her playing, she's with a Jersey accent, and she looks just like her, so good job with that casting out there, guys. Margot Robbie. She's Australian, by the way.
Oh, yeah. So Phantom says in the book Captain America 175, he revealed the head of the secret society was a high-ranking politician, but the politician self-deletes in the Oval Office. This was during the Watergate. I wonder who he was, implying. Yeah. To me, he continues. To me, the animated Harley Quinn always sounded like the maid from the TV show Hazaro. Okay, Mr. J. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Mr. J.
Mr. J. Margot Robbie. Yeah. I like her.
But like you said before, even back in the Batman the Animated Series, they did a really good job with her.
Yeah, but what they're doing in the animated world now with her, I'm not a big fan of. Like, I get that they're trying to just like be funny, Although with that animated series, they kind of like made Kite Man actually something that was better than he was, because he was a joke in the comics. But
I think the last time that I watched an animated Batman was the Killing Joke. Did you watch that one?
Yeah.
Which was it's pretty dark for a cartoon.
Let's see. We have Amanda Connor. First of all, I don't remember seeing this Harley Quinn and Elvira. Is this just some random art, or is that something like that actually happened?
I'm looking some of these things that they're showing. Like that last one with Harley Quinn. I think maybe they're just splicing together a couple of things of the artist's work.
Oh, she worked on Birds of Prey. Okay, cool. I'll have to find out which issues of Birds of Prey she worked on. I used to read Birds of Prey. I like Birds of Prey. I mean, that Harley Quinn movie was really a Birds of Prey movie with characters from Birds of Prey.
Yeah,
it was really more of a Birds of Prey movie through Harley Quinn's eyes, though.
They got two of them. I do believe
they even had a TV series for Birds of Prey. Good, it was a good show.
Gotta love those ladies.
Speaking of Big Bang Theory. Yeah. Steve Englehart, which we were talking about earlier, that's an older comic cover right there. That's an older comic cover.
That's rough.
I think I might have that cover.
Captain America's not looking too good.
Oh, you know what? They always find a way to make Captain America look like, he at least in the comic books, Captain America got his ass beat quite handed to him quite often. You know, they didn't like OP him like they did in the MCU.
I'm wondering here is there a comic then, Death of a Hero, that showcases the death of the Captain America? I'm wondering, is that a
They killed him off a couple of times.
did they? Okay.
They've killed him off a couple of times. You got to kill him off. Scott Dunenbar. That's a good comic cover right there. That's a good cover. All inks, black and white inks.
Yeah.
I don't have that one. Pretty big panel list of artists and
Yeah,
whatnot.
there is.
Pretty big list of artists.
Chris Kemple. It looks like maybe he's who is that? Is that
Okay, so Phantom says that cover, and we're going to go back to the Captain America here real quick. That cover, the guy in the cap suit name is Roscoe. He's not alive. He's not the real Cap, and the real Cap is standing next. Oh, that's right, because Captain America ended up getting the new costume, and this is before they ended up introducing Nomad, right? I believe.
So it looks like maybe he tried to do some stolen valor there and ended up getting screwed up.
Captain America ended up not being Captain America for a while. A couple other people did. I mean, it wasn't
Bucky.
just Bucky on top of Bucky, a few other people. I mean, you have like of course you have Falcon right there, who eventually does the Captain America thing. You have Bucky.
Yeah.
You got the U.S. Agent John, and you have a few other people who took up the mantle as Captain America for quite a while. Yeah, Cap was Nomad. That's what I thought. Yeah, he was Nomad for a while.
All right.
I didn't really get much into the Nomad stuff until like they did Nomad, and then like there was actually Captain America, and then like for some reason like I have this run of a Nomad comic book where Nomad is running around with a baby named Bucky strapped to his back.
Baby Bucky.
Yeah, a baby named Bucky strapped to his back. I don't remember the exact storyline to it. I got to pick up that's the storyline and read it again. But the Nomad, they are talking about doing a Nomad movie allegedly. So who knows where that's going to go as well.
Baby Bucky strapped to your back.
Jim Lee, this is where I was looking. Okay, so what's Jim Lee just giving up his little he's got like 2 pages worth of background. We're not going to read through his background, but Jim Lee is going to be there, and I am super excited.
Yeah. Yeah.
Roscoe was given the costume by the U.S. government and was highly decorated soldier. He was not stealing valor. He was trying to fill Captain's boots. That's what I was trying to say. And you were saying stealing valor. I was like, not exactly. So a lot of people took up the mantle of Captain America when Captain America quit, or he decided to do something else or whatever. And then they tried to do a lot of stuff with Captain America to freshen up the storyline. Speaking of Savage Dragon, Eric Lawson, like I said earlier, I love Savage Dragon. Eric Lawson did Spider-Man, Thor, The Punisher, Doom Patrol. I liked Doom Patrol and wasn't a big fan of the TV series. The TV series was kind of lame.
Yeah, like a lot of things, the first season was definitely the best one.
Nova, I liked Nova. Liked Keyword. I wasn't a big fan of where they ended up taking Nova after like 2006, and they kept on trying to reboot him and restart him. The world's greatest Super Patriot, Freak Force. Good titles there. let's go back up to the top. Let's see. Do they have event? What kind of events are going to be going on? General info, direct publishing, exhibition, hall map, programming. Let's see. Okay. Well, just going to give me the dates. Just give me the dates. All right. Well, I already know what the dates are. All right, people. We got to meet up. Phantom, if you're not doing anything, meet me in Baltimore on these dates. We'll do a little live show, talk about comic books. All right. Let's see.
Okay. So Phantom's saying that Dan Jurgens, he did the Death of Superman. He's going to be there.
Yeah. Okay. I definitely have at least a couple of comics I know I can get autographed. I hope they're not charging too much for the autograph. Sometimes they sit there and they charge. Okay. Pretend we're not seeing that word on the screen. I just want to see. They're not listing panels or anything.
Yeah, that's kind of confusing. They should have had
Retailers, artist gallery, media guests, cosplay events. Okay, there's going to be cosplay events. I do like cosplay.
I as well. It looks like they're going to have an adult and a children's contest.
Yeah, they always have kids cosplay contests. The adult contests are where it's at though, because you get like the really good costumes at these events.
That's what I go for. You know, when I go to the cons, it's about looking at the people's artwork. You know,
they're not listing their panels. Do they not have them ready yet? Or I guess they might not have panels like set up yet to say who's doing panels or whatnot. Because I'd like to see what panels, if they're going to be doing any like discussions or talks or whatnot. Guest list. We have another version of their guest list without the stuff, and you can follow people. Okay, if you want to add to your Twitter following.
Okay, that's a cool setup. You know, yeah, they got their links right there next to their name. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Media guests. Okay, so members of the media. Katie Sackhoff. Only one major media guest announced
so far.
Well, September's not too far away, so, and they haven't announced their panels yet. That's kind of disappointing.
Well, then you're going to be there, and then you could sign people's stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You could sign their coffee cups.
All right. Get your KJCowboyDan coffee cup today.
Yeah.
Why not? For $14 US, you can get your KJCowboyDan coffee mug. Use code KJCBD26 KJCBD26 for 10% off of your purchase of any of the KJCowboyDan gear. Coming soon, you're going to see Morning Dive coffee cups on the store, so feel free to look into that. And if you want something to put in there that's not necessarily coffee, but something that's caffeinated, you too can have yourself a little bit of energy by indulging in some Dubby Energy Sludge, where it is made from pure coffee extract. One scoop will do you fine.
Yum.
Looks
good.
Yum. So it looks like it'd be a fun little event. I wish they had a list of panels, like what kind of like panels or discussions, if they're going to have any. Like I haven't been to this Comic-Con. I know that Giuseppe's Comic Book Museum is usually part of it. I didn't see them listed in the event, but Giuseppe's Comic Book Museum, they're located. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of Giuseppe's Comic Museum, but they're located at the Baltimore Orioles Stadium, and I love that place. It's a little tiny museum. It's not like a major museum, but they have a little comic book shop attached to it. They used to be like affiliated with Diamond Distributors before Diamond Distributors folded.
Speaking of Comic Cons, just wanted to throw this out there because uh, KJ's over on the East Coast. So if you want to go to a con, Baltimore would be an excellent one. But I live over on the West Coast, and Portland has a Rose City Comic Con that's going to happen September 11th through the 13th. It'll be at the Oregon Convention Center. If anybody wants to go check that out, there's also a website that has a lot of these very same things offered. You know, to see the panels and who's going to be there. Did you hear about the Rose City Comic Con?
I'm familiar with it. I've never been to it though. I went to used to go to a little Comic Con that was used to be held at the Oregon Museum of Science and Industry. Have you ever been there?
Are you talking about OMSI?
Yeah.
Yeah. OMSI's an amazing place. I love that place.
They used to do a Comic Con there. They used to do a Star Trek convention there. Oh, I used to love to go there all the time.
Right, you can bring your family down there, and then as well as having the con happen, there's a huge headline of artists and voice actors. They're going to be there. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the show The Boys, but Anthony Starr is going to be there. Alan Tudyk from Firefly.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. And many others.
Real quick, I just want to take a shout out to the people on the Twitter side over there on X. Thank you, Nostalgia Drops, for clicking like on the show and sharing out the show. I really appreciate you. You rock. Nostalgia Drops over on Twitter. Make sure you go give them a follow.
Yeah, DJ Longhair says West Coast is the best coast. I'm with you, brother.
West Coast is the best coast. You know, I miss the West Coast, and when next time I head out that way, gonna hit up San Diego Comic-Con again. It's been forever since I've been to San Diego Comic-Con. One of the best Comic-Cons that you're gonna get out there, and the original in San Diego Comic-Con is Comic-Con International, and I absolutely loved that Comic-Con. Every year I went. Last time I went, I cosplayed as Powdered Toast Man. Now that
Powdered Toast Man,
I made my costume from scratch, and it was a lot of foam. Now I'm a skinny guy, so like handcrafting a foam muscle suit and a foam headpiece that looks like powdered toast was almost insane. But one of these days I'm going to get the money together. I'm going to make a trip to the West Coast. I'm going to do a few things. Now there's a possibility by next year I'll be moving out of DC because I'm currently in DC, probably going to be moving toward depending on how things go with a few things. There's a possibility I might be moving towards Chicago area, so there's a couple of Comic-Cons I want to hit out that way as well, so we'll be looking at that. Phantom, I understand exactly how mobility issues happen, so what we're going to do is we're going to get those tickets, we're going to hook up, and we're going to use we're going to get the like the disabled pass and get those front of the line tickets, so that way we can get easier access to get our comic book signed. We're gonna do that, brother. Yeah, you know.
You're gonna get the fast pass. See here.
Oh, did they close Giuseppe's? I thought Giuseppe's was still open. I know that Diamond folded. I just didn't know that Giuseppe's was still was a thing or not. I didn't. I'm gonna have to look into that. That's sad if they did. Giuseppe's though, the comic book museum. Oh man, if it folded, I'm upset about that. But it was kind of just like a place to go. You're like, oh, you saw comic books from like all ages. you know. And I mean, it wasn't the biggest thing, but it was what it was. 2018 though, wasn't that long ago? Man, I'm getting old. Yeah,
Speaking
DJ,
of
when I
long,
hit up the West Coast, I will definitely let you know. Headcase won't let me not hit up the West Coast and not let him know either. So we'll be that way someday soon. One day again, I'll be back home.
you can crash on my couch.
I'll be crashing on everybody's couches.
Couch surfing the all the cons.
Yeah. So um the guys at the first Comic Con was in 1964 in New York City. Yes, yes. I think I saw a YouTube documentary about that. I wish I had a time machine. If I had a time machine, I'd go back to some of these like original comic book conventions. These when like before they were like really a thing.
Yeah, I bet you it was a lot more comic based too, because when you go to cons nowadays, there's everything from movies to comics and any kind of media. So I think that back then the comics, the costumes and things were probably pretty unique and specific to the comics of the time there,
Yeah.
which would be cool to look at. Original Captain America and such.
Oh, I would have just I mean, just love to go back. I mean, with you probably weren't much in the line of vendors back then, and definitely probably didn't have much in the lines of panels going on, but um, just the gathering itself from like get a time machine, go and do comic book conventions through the ages. Best comic shows throughout the decades. I absolutely.
I'd go back for Linda Carter, see if I can get her to sign something for me.
Oh
Will
yeah,
you sign this for me?
you're gonna go back for Linda Carter. So should I call Sydney Sweeney and tell her that you're cheating?
Oh, hey.
Should I call Sydney Sweeney and tell her that you're cheating on her?
You had to call me out about that. No, Sydney Sweeney's my current girlfriend, but like if I had to go back to 64, I'd see what Linda Carter's up to.
DJ Longhair, you know what we need? We all need cosplay in wheelchairs as a group of traveling knights of the MTG Roundtable. I think that I've seen quite a few cosplayers in wheelchairs that were pretty darn good. I mean, just saying, they get some pretty good ones.
You know what I would do is I would turn my chair into like a DeLorean or Knight Rider, and I just drive this like Knight Rider car around in my chair.
Hey, we'll do the electric wheelchair thing, but again, if any of us are able to get together, in like anybody from the community, or we're able to get our community together for a good Comic-Con or a good con, just to do a little get together, whether it be a small one, we'll make sure that we're close to the hotels where, I don't like to end up taking taxis places, and because I always feel like I'm going to leave the swag in, you know what swag is, right? The stuff we all get, the free shit that you get at the Comic Cons, like you get the swag, and then you get your stuff that you're spending your money on, and you're getting all this other stuff. It's and I like making sure that that I don't have to worry about, oh, did I leave something in the cab or whatever. I'm right there. I like to get the hotel the closest to the con. If not, some of those cons have a hotel attached to them. So, we always find a way. So that way, when people in our group get a little tired or they can't do the whole thing, because I mean we're older people. I'm 48. You know, a lot of people in my comic book community are between the ages of 35 to 60. So you know, we're not kids. Well, some of us are still young, the 35-year-olds and whatnot, but the over 40 plus crowd are, you know, we get tired real quick and we get cranky and we, darn kids coming over to our comic book convention and ruining things for us. Oh,
Damn kids.
look at that youngin' dressed up in a costume. Ooh, Spider Woman, come on over here.
It's creeping out all the cosplayers. That's funny. They stay the same age.
The cosplayers stay the same age, but I get older. All right.
All right.
In 1964, Linda Carter was 13 years old.
Okay, so speaking of,
So don't go that far back in time, please.
Yeah, no
Don't
shit.
you do your research before you time travel.
Yeah, and he also says
We need real lances for
76 would be better than.
So, DJ Longhair says for the cosplayers that are cosplaying and not as Knights of the Round Table in wheelchairs, they need to have real lances so that way they can do some jousting. Yeah,
Yeah, that would be fun to watch.
1976. Okay, yeah, 1976. You know, I just prefer like the Wonder Woman years of Linda Carter, preferably. You know,
Yeah. That's specifically what I was referring to.
Yes, DJ. We'll do some jousting. You know, heck, we'll just even rent out some wheelchairs and deck them up to look like horses and just like roll around with and just joust through the vendor hall.
That would be super entertaining, to be honest with you. I would pay to see that, like just dressed up as knights and jousting and super slow electric chairs.
Phantom wants to remind us that he's going to be 60 years old this year. Let me know when, and we'll do a special event for your birthday. We'll make sure that we do a birthday show for you. Although I'm aging like a comic book character, I've used the same driver's license picture for 20 plus years. Hey, you know, it's all right. You know, as long as the newsprint doesn't fade, you're good, right? You're good.
I don't know if it's like this on your neck of the woods, but here they've made us start getting real IDs. So you have to have a real ID to fly.
Yeah. I have the real ID aspect on mine as well. You know, I couldn't figure it out. It's like, hey, you know, you got an ID, you got the real ID. Does that mean my old ID was a fake ID? Because the fake ID that I had didn't work in the first place. Nobody believed I was under 18.
What were you trying to do?
I was trying not to get into bars.
Yeah.
Friends, let's go for a drink. I don't want to. Let's see. Can I get the fake ID that says I'm younger than I am, so that way I don't have to go to a bar? You look like you're like in your late 40s. You're trying to pass yourself off as 18. Yeah.
Hey, I'm trying to think. There's probably no advantages. There's no advantage of being younger with a younger ID, other than if you were to just pretend to be younger. I don't know if you could pass for 18 though. I know I can't.
Not anymore. DJ Longhair has come up with this battle cry. Dude battle. Read wheelchairs. Let's go. Excuse me. I'm just can't get over swallowing that coffee down the wrong pipe today. Way to start off the first show of the morning dive and coffee is choking on your coffee in the morning.
Well, I'll tell you this much: we've been doing a lot of talking since us yesterday, and then this morning. So you got to give your voice a little break there. Adding some hot coffee to it probably isn't helping.
Oh, we covered just about everything. Star Trek. I'm a fan of Star Trek. My two cats are named after Star Trek characters. I have Seven, a feline, and Q.
Every time you say seven a feline, it makes me laugh.
And with the morning show, we're gonna talk about just about everything. It's just one of the things I wanted to talk about was Comic Con. Most of my community is pop culture group, so we do talk more about pop culture than anything else. But we will be touching on quite a bit of stuff. I was born at 5 a.m. on the day episode 2 of Star Trek aired, September 15th of '66. Wow. Doctor's like, yeah. I understand you're going into labor, but Captain Kirk. Captain Kirk, okay, lady. You can just hold off for 22 minutes so I can watch this episode.
He came out the womb watching Star Trek. That's a fan right there.
He's like, hold on a second. I heard some good reviews about this while I was in the womb.
So about that show, Star Trek.
Now, does this Captain Kirk actually hook up with the alien? I gotta get out of here. Let me out. Let me out.
Episode 2 is about to start.
Let me out.
To get
2 years ago, I went out to get NyQuil and I was visibly ill, and they still carded me. Oh man! Well, you know what? I always say at this age, I'm 48, and I understand a lot of these machines, they require an identification card just for them. Like a lot of these places require an identification card just to be able to make a purchase now when it comes down to medications and even over the counters. But I always accused the girl at the CVS of trying to flirt with me.
Yeah, Phantom, I think it's there's this epidemic of these young cats that are drinking the NyQuil. Of course, was the reason why they got a ID and kind of keep that stuff under wraps. These darn kids that keep ruining stuff for these adults that just want to get some cold medicine. For gosh sakes, you can't even buy some NyQuil anymore because the kids ruined it. That's what also happened to the vape situation that happened a few years ago. Is that they took, you probably remember that, KJ, you just heard something about it, about how they took all the flavored vapes away for a while because the kids were selling them at school. Yeah, leave it up to the youth to ruin it.
I did not even know that was a thing. My youth, my generation would have probably done the same thing. After all, when I worked at Knott's Berry Farm when I was 18 years old, we used to get ourselves some questionable clear liquid from an adult store that didn't card us, and we put it in water bottles and we called it hot water. So
yeah. At my high school, the whole cheerleading team got in trouble for drinking clear water multiple times, actually. So we had the real cheerleaders.
So I just put down in our to make sure we do a special birthday shout out September 15th for Phantom. So I put that down in my my notes. Whatever show I'm rocking on September 15th, I don't know what day of the week that is, but depending on what show I'm rocking on that day, that's a Tuesday. That might be one of our morning shows. We'll definitely be able to give you a birthday shout out on that day. So boom, nice. 5 a.m.
Yes. So you said, yeah,
I saw
Phantom
5
Changes.
a.m. nap, and I'm like, I can do a 5 a.m. nap. I'll do a nap all day long. Give me a chance for a nap. I can do it anytime. You say nap, and I'm like, yes, sir. At my age, I enjoy a nap.
Yeah, unfortunately, we started working together here, and so I'm taking up lots of his time. So he doesn't have a whole lot of nap time anymore.
I still rock the mullet myself. I got a full head of hair as well. Unfortunately,
Easy.
my goatee though is showing a little bit of peppering, but we're good. We're good. We're still young at heart. And with the goatee, nothing a little just for men can't handle. Now, head
I think
case over here, he's rocking the Joe Rogan look.
yes, I feel like the hair that used to be on my head just went to my face now.
Well,
Because I had like a baby face for a long time.
well,
And
your
then,
hair went from your head to your lower head. Now give it 2 more years, and it's going to be creeping its way down your back, and then you're going to be looking in the mirror one day, and you go, "How did my hair go from my head to my ass?"
yeah. I mean, that's what happens. Don't tell Sydney Sweeney. She might not like that.
You can. Never mind. I'm not going to make that joke. I'm not going to
So many
make that
jokes.
joke. Okay. I will refrain from making the dirty joke I was about to make.
We got to keep our show going for at least a couple episodes. No, we're going to be doing this every week, every Tuesday morning, guys. We're going to have new stuff to hit on. Just so happens today, we got Comic Cons going on. So if you're interested in going into a situation where you're going to know some people and you're a comic fan or even just a media fan, you're probably going to have a con that's next to you. So just a simple Google search, hit up these places because it really helps out the artists too. The tickets that you pay for goes to these people that are there to sign and show off their art. Yeah.
Oh yeah. On top of that, just go and have fun. And
For
if there's
sure.
a comic book convention in your area, and maybe I might happen to be close, or one of our crew might be a little close. Heck, it might give us a reason to all get a chance to hang out, and that's one of the good things about hanging out as a little group of friends. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I had a lot of fun today. For our first episode of the morning dive and coffee, where we dive into something like today, we dove into the Comic Cons, particularly the Baltimore ComicCon. We dove into our favorite comic books, and just let me ask you a question before we do the we're going to head out thing.
Yeah.
In chat, what's one thing that you like to see, like when it comes to the swag? Like, what kind of swag do you like to see come out at the Comic Cons? Like any of the stuff that we all get, any of the free stuff that they hand out at the door. What kind of stuff do you like to see? Like, what do you want to come home with? That's like like of the freebies. Like, sometimes they give up bobbleheads to like the first 100 people who walk through the door, or if you have beyond the special stuff that they give you at the tickets, sometimes they give you like little freebies when you walk through the door for the first certain amount of people.
Oh, I'll tell you this much. When I go to concerts and I go to cons, one of the things that I always do, and it's not, this isn't a freebie, but it is swag, is that I get a shirt. They usually have the lists of the bands of the shows and things like that on the back of it, an event shirt. And I've got a collection of event shirts, and I love them.
Man, event shirts rock. I'm a big fan of the event shirts. I used to have a collection of shirts from like all the concerts I went to. When I did the DJ stuff, I got tickets to concerts all the time.
Yeah.
And
they got some really cool ones too. Almost every time I go to a concert, I pick up a shirt. It's just I can't help it. They're spendy, but it's worth it. It goes to the artist, and promotes them to be able to put up more good content.
I had two Aussie concert tour shirts. I had Lollapalooza '96, two shirts from that. One that was Metallica. And the funny thing about it, it was a tie-dye Metallica shirt from Lollapalooza '96. I
Wow.
never saw a Metallica shirt in tie-dye except for
Yeah.
and it was like a Lollapalooza '96 Irvine Meadows Amphitheater exclusive. And I ended up, oh man, I had a whole bunch of concert tees. I used to tear the sleeves off of my shirts, and all the concert shirts I had, I just tore the sleeves off of them. And I also had a bunch of event shirts from Comic Cons, but I didn't do that with those ones. You got to keep those ones nice and pristine. But I don't have those anymore. I grew out of them.
Well, like when you're rocking the mullet, you gotta have those sleeves off. It just doesn't look right.
Oh yeah. Oh man, stuff I like to see at these events that are swag is I like the lanyards. For some reason, I used to have I probably still do in one of the boxes somewhere, but I keep the event lanyards because they give you these lanyards to put your pass in, so that way it makes it easier to be seen when you go to these events. So I used to keep all the event lanyards. Good times.
Phantom Outsider saying, I liked when they gave you the swag bag up front rather than you got to go to the tables and present a coupon ticket or whatever, and they give you the gift. Just give out the bags. I don't want to go on an Easter egg hunt.
Yeah. I like that too. Typically, that's they do that, and they do the regular swag, the Easter egg hunt. They do that because particularly like the vendor areas as opposed to like the standard regular con, because a lot of these cons, they separate their vendor area, their artist alley area, and their convention hall area. They kind of separate them for some reason. It's like we can't have the not real artists hanging out with the vendors because they're selling knockoff product or something, and then we don't want the actual artists intermingling with the not real artists. It'll confuse things, so you have your artist alley, then you have your convention hall, and you have your merch area where everybody's selling their merch, and then they separate the merch area off to new stuff and old stuff. It's like, come on, seriously.
So I recently heard that they stopped letting you have Bluetooth speakers and lighting at some of these events because other vendors were complaining that their display, was better than other people's, because
Oh,
they were jealous.
That's lame. The reason why they're actually doing it is because it becomes a nuisance. First of all, with everybody talking and they having people's music, they have these Bluetooth speakers in the music and trying to announce people over and calling people over. Don't go over to that. It's for a lot of these vendors who's selling the same stuff and virtually has like the same group of when it comes down to the new product vendors, they're trying to sell their product and they're trying to distract people from spending their money over there. Even with the old with the antiquities vendors who are selling like the back issues of comic books and the trading cards and whatnot, they don't want you to spend your money over at that booth. You spend your money over here. Spend your money over here, and then they'll like put up speakers and they'll use the blowhorns, and they the lighting displays are one thing, but the speakers things I can completely agree with. Don't sorry. I used to run events unless you're at an outside event where don't bring speakers to an inside event. Plus these events usually set up their own like entertainment and cater to the stuff that they want to have. Hey, shout out to Nostalgia Drops. Once again, thanks for sharing the show out over on the Twitter side. Really appreciate it. Nostalgia Drops, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't already given it a chance, make sure you give Nostalgia Drops a follow over on the Twitter X. Great content. If you like content like about old games, old television, old movies, heck, he's even talked about some of my favorite comic books and some of my favorite games and everything. Just go there. Not too long ago, I think he even did you posted something about the old X-Men, I believe, not too long ago too. So definitely go and give Nostalgia Drops a follow over there on Twitter. You won't regret it.
Yeah, you won't.
Yeah, absolutely. Go make sure you give everybody a follow over there. I really like Nostalgia Drops content that he's posting out there on Twitter. Eventually, I'm trying, maybe just maybe we'll get Nostalgia Drops to decide he wants to come over and hang out with us over here on our little stream and talk about some of his favorite finds. And if you give him enough follows, he'll be convinced to come and hang out with us.
Yeah, and you never know what we're going to talk about or who we're going to have on this show. There's things in the pipeline. We're not going to tell you quite yet, but we're going to cover just everything under the sun.
We got some stuff coming up tonight. If you're not busy tonight, chat, we're going to be doing a chat and chill with KJ Cowboy Dan, and Headcase will be joining us for a second night in a row, and not in a row, but second Tuesday for chat and chill with KJ Cowboy Dan, where we're going to be covering part 2 of time travel movies. Join us tonight. It will be at, I believe, 9:30 Eastern tonight. So join us for that. The link will be live here about an hour after the show. If you guys want to get the notification reminder on the YouTube side that we will be live. So you'll be able to find that. So make sure you do me a favor, though. If you're on YouTube right now or on Twitter, make sure you go give the Headcase, the real Headcase, a follow. And if you're watching over here on the Twitter side, feel free to click on the link that is the promotional link for today's show to find the real Headcase's page. And for those people on YouTube, go and find the real Headcase on YouTube. Give him a follow on YouTube. We need to make sure that his following hits that 50 in order to get him to 50 so he can stream his own content. We're looking forward to what Headcase wants to show us in his future of streaming.
Thank you, Cowboy, and appreciate the shout out there, and a shout out to everybody that showed up for us this morning. We just did this on very short notice, and so we appreciate you out there that came to support us. KJ just does so much good stuff with lots of cool people, and we appreciate all of our followers, and so thank you.
Yeah, and just remember that our show is made possible by viewers like you. If you want to see more content from us, and you can always donate to our Ko-Fi channel, ko-fi.com/KJCowboyDan, or you can click on the if you have a smart device, you can actually take a screenshot, or even some smart devices will let you even just touch into that QR code and it'll take you to our Ko-Fi where you can help donate to the channel. It pays for the stage that we use here and also helps get us some text so that way we can have some fancy little graphics and whatnot when we do things. And we're going to have some bumpers for some of our regular followers as well as we advance through the show. So be sure to give us a follow over on Ko-Fi, or at least if you want, you can check out a few things. And eventually I'm going to have some members only content available on Ko-Fi as well. You could find us over on Throne, where I have a list of particular product that you can help crowdsource, like a new microphone for my Friday night partner who needs a microphone. You'll also see like some stuff that I might use for content. I even have like comic books that you can actually donate to do. And if you send anything through Ko-Fi, through Throne, if you send any gifts through Throne, I will make sure that I open it on stream and give you a shout out in that way too.
Oh,
Because
that's cool.
any help to support the channel. If you want to join my Discord, I have a Discord server that's Backstage with KJ Cowboy Dan, and you too can suggest topics and other things for us to talk about. The morning show that we're going to be doing is mostly going to be a chat and chill. Every once in a while, we are going to cover just about everything, but we're going to just hang out with chat. So feel free to join our Discord and whatnot. I am on Twitter X, where you can give me a follow. And if I'm not just resharing some stuff of my own or telling people about the shows, I'm probably canceling myself. So watch me make a fool out of myself on Twitter, saying and doing things I can't say and do on the YouTubes.
Yeah, it's it's a pretty interesting place to hang out there on X, especially nowadays.
And for those people who want to follow me on YouTube, feel free to give me a follow on YouTube. I am in a little kind of like a little war with YouTube right now. We're trying to hit that point of 200 subscribers. Right now, I'm at 128 subscribers on YouTube. But if we can hit that 200, that'd be nice. Where it's not enough to monetize us, but it's just enough to be able to get us that one step further, so that way we can continue growing.
Yeah, the more followers that we get, the more we're going to give back, and that's we've talked about this, with each other before we even started this morning show, about how it's all going to be about giving back to the people that give to us.
Be sure to get your official KJ Cowboy Dan gear at the KJ Cowboy Dan gear shop. Use code KJCBD26 at checkout for 10% off. And there is fun stuff that you can get from t-shirts, hoodies, hats, stickers, and a whole lot more, including the official KJ Cowboy Dan coffee mug.
Yeah.
I have a whole series of KJ Cowboy Dan coffee mugs that you can choose from that start at $14 US. Anything that you purchase does go back to supporting the channel yet once again. And if you want something that you can put in that KJ Cowboy Dan coffee mug, be sure to get yourself some of our favorite drink, W Energy Sludge, which is made from pure coffee extract. It is the best way to get your energy in the morning if you don't want a cup of coffee. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I really appreciate you joining us today. One last look at chat, because you guys are incredibly awesome. We got Joshua Holdeman just popped in over on the Twitter X side. Says, "What's up, Dan?" Hey,
what's up,
how
Josh?
you doing, Joshua? Now, Josh is another one of my friends back in the Cali days. He used to hang out with me back when I used to be a karaoke DJ, rocking out with my mullet out with Redneck Sing-Alongs Karaoke. Oh, yeah. How are you doing, buddy? And
all right.
On that note, it is time to play our Getting Out of Here song. And today's Getting Out of Here song is a special one. It is one that is held deep to the heart and has a special meaning to us all. This song is about Sydney Sweeney.
Oh, man.
Yeah. In the shower, caught in the steam, soap in my eyes, wet little dream, towel on the rack, crusty and dry, still got your name stuck in my mind. On the timeline, all out of luck, heart keeps tripping, what the fuck? Stuck in the stall with a crooked grin, thinking how I want you next to my skin. Me and Sydney Sweeney, and and I try to act cool, but I fold too fast. Come on, girl, grab my weenie. Let's make some trouble. Scratching nails down my back. My towel on the floor. I keep coming back for more. Her towel on the floor. You knock, I open the door. Come on, Sydney. Towel on the floor. Like a head case, I keep coming back for more. Got a cold cup left by the sink. One bad text and I overthink. Crack the mirror, flash of a smile. I could lose my mind for a little while. Phone on mute, but it still rings loud. Your name cuts through the whole damn crowd. I said move on like I meant that line. Then you show up and wreck my mind. Me and Sydney Sweeney, and I try to act cool, but I fold too fast. Come on, girl, grab my weenie. Let's make some trouble. Scratching nails down my back. My towel on the floor. I keep coming back for more. The towel on the floor. You knock, I open the door. Come on, Sydney. Towel on the floor. Like a head case, I keep coming back for more. Halftime now, baseline crawling, no bad habits, keep on calling. My beautiful sweetie, fucking rockin' Sydney Sweeney. She says keep going, but I ain't blown my load yet. Soap in my eyes, can't think straight. Heart goes boom every time we relate. Towel on the floor, yeah, there it goes. Got me acting like a fool and everybody knows. Head case living in a wild dream scene. Lost in the thought of Sydney Sweeney. One more knock and I'm at the door. Cause I keep coming back for more. Cause I keep coming back from the floor. I keep coming back for more. Her towel on the floor. You knock, I open the door. Come on, Sydney. Towel on the floor. You with those jeans makes me want some more. Hey. Like a head case, I keep coming back for more. Miss Sweeney, touch my